Hey, this is Trevor Sternad from the Black Dahlia Murder here, and you're listening to the Everblack podcast.
Hey, humans, God, this is Odorous from Guam.
Going to the Fear Factory.
This is George Corshunter Fisher.
This is Gatsby Double Drop.
This is Wade from Our Last Enemy.
Mike Nick from Suicidal Tendencies.
He is at Wednesday 13.
This is
Rex from Kill Devil Hill. This is Gary from Sepultura. You're listening to Everblack Podcast.
Alright, before we go into this episode, we just need to give a shout out to our show supporters, the brutal occult clothing brand Electric Witch, who have amazing apparel from shirts to hoodies to hats to beanies and more. Check out their full range at electricwitch.com.au and put in the code EVERBLACK for 20% off your order. Don't forget to subscribe, rate and review the Everblack podcast through Spotify, iTunes, YouTube and Facebook, and check out all our articles at everblackmedia.com. Alright, on with the show. Thanks so much for hanging on the show tonight, man. How's everything going in your world?
Oh, dude, it's like you said, it's almost the flip of what you would have expected during a world shutdown. There's just a lot happening, and it's really cool. I guess what happened with me was we couldn't play live. I couldn't do my solo stuff live, so I just I went into the studio, man, and we've just been really working hard on some great new stuff and been producing a lot for other artists and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
So yeah, keeping busy. Yeah.
Yeah, weird times, man.
Quite a few people have decided to try their hand at a new thing, I suppose, try to find a new passion. And, a few people have hit me up to see if they can do a song and have me produce it, and or try guitar lessons or singing lessons or something like that. So it's funny, even though there's been a big shutdown of the industry, there's been these little pockets of opportunity that you can take advantage of if you're quick enough,
That, and plus it's been a really good album. Yeah, like album's just solid from the get-go, and just
right.
I don't know, man. It's just for this year sucked for a lot of people, but I guess there was this build-up of creativity that's just finally come through, and not necessarily this year, but next year.
I was gonna say I'm banking on a flood of awesome output next year.
Yeah, man.
I know just a lot of my friends have been working on amazing music that they plan to release next year, and it's gonna be a cracker. For sure.
Oh, dude. Well, talking about that, you've been in the studio working on a follow-up to Cosmos, haven't you?
I certainly have, man. Yeah, we I had a big chunk of songs written kind of towards the end of a Cosmos recording process, and so I sort of knew what I wanted the next album to be like anyway. And so, even though we went into marketing mode and the release cycle mindset, I also just sort of kept recording after Cosmos. And we've used a lot of the same sounds and setups and stuff to just run into the next album, which is a lot heavier and darker, and I think another step up, or maybe sideways, but up a little bit. But so but it's cool. It's certainly allowed me some time to really embrace that side of what I do and be a bit of a studio hermit for a while. So I've dug it.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. You mentioned that it was a bit darker, a bit heavier for the direction. Like, is that because of everything's happened this year?
Funnily, no. It just seemed to marry up that way. Like the first track on Cosmos is called Inertia. It's probably the heaviest track on that album, and it was written on a 7-string guitar. But every song on the next album was written on that 7-string guitar in that down tuning. So it's just got a real heavier vibe about it. Everyone's just sort of stepped it up a notch, I think, as far as the intensity they brought to the recordings. There's a bit more screamage and whatnot, and certainly some experimentation with ambient sounds and all sorts of things like that, that we've been able to just throw a bunch at the wall to see what sticks. You know, we're not going anywhere, we're not doing anything, so let's get fucking weird. And I really enjoyed it.
That's awesome. And in regards to, you know, the heaviness and the vibe of it, you say it's a bit dark. I mean, I found, you know, Cosmos, it seemed it's a bit of a positive vibe behind it. I mean, that Inertia track, to compare it would be like a newer sort of Devin Townsend sort of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got that.
Thank you muchly, sir. It's certainly he's certainly one of my biggest influences for sure. And yeah, I get what you're saying about it being heavy and rock, but also positive and uplifting, I suppose. I mean, it's funny. A lot of my songs can be sort of deceptive in that way, in that there's a lot of color and everything in the production and the performance, but with the lyrics, a lot of the time, it's not always just what it appears to be. You know, it's I think my dad told me the other day that he's never heard me write a happy song. I said, what do you mean, man? And he said, the lyrics, man, the lyrics. So yeah, I get what you're saying about it having a general positive, colorful, uplifting thing going on. But yeah, you sort of, if you dig into what that album's about, it's pretty, existentially freaky. So
yeah, what was the concept behind that album in terms of lyrics that you're working?
Well, yeah, look, it started, I guess, with Inertia. The first verse of Inertia is basically the idea of comparing human bodies walking around on Earth, going nowhere, and celestial bodies floating around up in space, going nowhere. And that whole juxtaposition there. And so it was quite bleak, really. Inertia, it's a state of non-movement. It's a scientific term, but it's also a existential, philosophical sort of term too, you know. So I guess it started with that, and you know, not all of the songs are strictly sort of following a theme per se, but they're all sort of painted with the same brush. And I think what you get in the end is something that's a pretty cohesive body of work. And by the time you get to like the last couple of songs, the title track, I'm sort of back to talking about that existential conundrum of humans just sort of drifting through space, as it were, and trying to find their place in the world and in the cosmos. So it's, you know, it's a very overthought album, I guess you could say, but I had to get it out of me, you know, and I'm glad I did.
So with the direction lyrically for this new one, is that furthering that? Are you going down the same path?
Well, you know, I think Cosmos is probably, even though there's a level of internal searching and whatnot, it's the imagery is very large, you know, it's planets and space and fucking galaxies and shit. Whereas I think this next one, it's tentatively titled Darkness Visible.
I like
and
that. That's cool.
Yeah, thanks, man. Well, basically, I just had a bunch of songs that were turning the telescope, as it were, inward on me and my psyche, and trying to figure out what the darkness was inside of me and what it means and how I can control it or express it in a way that's going to help people rather than just piss people off. So it's more an album about me, I guess, and my bullshit rather than the human experience in general.
Have you and Ellie Jane been writing these lyrics together? Do you flesh those out together?
It's funny you mentioned Devin Townsend, because he laid down a bit of a blueprint, or picked it up from other people, that I really resonated with, where he's the captain of the ship, right? Like,
yeah.
You know, I guess that's sort of the way it is in Sunset Junkies as well with the writing. I'm certainly open to ideas and arrangements and things like that the other guys bring to the table. But as far as the songs being written and the album being produced, I mean, I call a lot of the shots there. So
yeah,
Ellie comes in, and a lot of the times, actually, when she comes in to sing, she hasn't heard what she's going to sing.
Oh, wow.
And we were wondering if we should change that on this album and sort of make her a bit more privy to what's going on. But we decided that sort of spontaneity really helps her just let loose.
That's
and
awesome.
Throw it all at the wall.
Yeah.
So, yeah, basically she comes in, I've got the song done, ready to go, sans her lyrics, her vocal line. You know, I give her a lyric sheet, and I just say, go for it, sister. And it's great.
Let's rip.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that is awesome, man. Because, well, I believe it was David Bottrill.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He mixed Cosmos. He's done a shit ton of really good stuff that I actually didn't realize, man. Like, I went through his list going, man,
yeah,
I love that album. Like
yeah,
Canberry and stuff. I was like, this is unreal.
Yeah.
How's it working with him? Are you going to work with him again on this new stuff?
Yeah, look, now that we're getting to the pointy end of the production, we're certainly looking at who's going to mix it. And there's a few people I'm interested in. He's certainly one of them. Like, I just loved working with him and being able to pick his brain. And like you said, like he's not only mixed, but he's produced some of my favorite albums of all time. Lateralis and
of course.
Diorama from Silverchair. He's worked with Peter Gabriel and Muse and all this. So he's just got this like huge experience across, you know, a whole heap of different genres. So it was so great to be able to pick his brain. And he's certainly in the box seat to do the next one. I mean, we're looking at a couple of other big boys too, which I don't know if it'll pan out. Like, man, I'd love Stephen Wilson to give it a crack.
Oh, yeah. How good would that be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. I mean, look, and the thing is, man, like, I would have always thought that'd be just fucking impossible, right? But when we were figuring out who was going to mix Cosmos, we just thought, like, fuck, some of these songs have 300 fucking tracks on them.
Yeah.
And, like, who is going to mix this shit? So, you know, we looked at a lot of local guys, and we were getting quotes that were pretty high up there. And so we just thought, look, why don't we just see if we could get a big name, one of our favorite dudes, you know? So we sent it out to like Andy Wallace, Kevin Shirley, David Bottrill, and Nick Didia. And out of those, 3 got back to us, but David was really, really, really keen.
Yeah, awesome.
He really, really liked the music, and he basically made it possible for us to do it. He you know, he's a world-renowned sort of guy, but he sort of brought it down price-wise to a level that didn't overwhelm us completely, and he was just a joy to work with. So, you know, a name like Stephen Wilson suddenly isn't insane. It's like, well, let's see if he likes it, you know.
You've mentioned 2 things. This is sometimes weird shit happens. This is I don't know, man. We're talking about planets, cosmos and stuff. Today, one bit sunburnt, went to the planetarium with my family today.
Nice.
And I've been listening to Porcupine Tree all day. Like,
Hey, man.
what's going on, man?
Yeah, planets are aligning, man.
Your antennas are
What
up.
album, dude?
Of course, Fear.
Right.
Planet. It's like
My favorite is In Absentia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm a bit part. I like Deadwing a lot too. But
Deadwing is fantastic. Basically, anything from In Absentia onwards is pretty fucking sweet. And I've actually been really digging on his solo record called Hand Cannot Erase.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with Marco Miniman on drums and Guthrie Garvin on guitar. It's just like, oh, let's just see how many ridiculously talented people we can get in the same room and, you know, hit record. It's great.
He shares the same birthday as me.
Oh, well, there's another sign, man.
I got to say.
He might mix the album. I think we better get him on the blower.
Maybe. Hey, I'm pushing for it. I'd love to talk to him again.
Well, he's not that busy, you know. He doesn't do much. He doesn't have many projects.
See? I don't know, man. I don't think
he's basically the busiest guy in fucking music. So we'll see, you know.
Yeah, I think him and Devin just don't sleep at all, man.
Yeah. That's why they are how they are, I suppose. I mean, you can't be that prolific and sleep.
No. It'd be like 1 hour. It's like, you know, that whole, you know, when Homer has the double jobs when he's working at the Quickie Mart and he's working at the plant as well. And he gets in, he lays down, the alarm goes off. That's how they would work.
Yeah.
They just keep going off coffee and.
Well, you know, Dev loves his coffee, man. Ziltoid.
Yep. Well, there you go.
Yeah. Bring me your universe's finest cup of coffee.
I love it.
Black.
Man. Debbie Wilson, man, we're talking legends. But of course, the vinyl, you're re-releasing Cosmos on vinyl, dude. That's sick.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm new-ish to the magical world of vinyl, and it is magical once you sort of start creeping in there. It's a whole new special way of experiencing music. And once I sort of got my little collection going and you know, some of my favorite records sound the best on vinyl. I mean, I know everything sounds the best on vinyl just because of how it's pressed and everything, but as an experience, you know, sitting down, listening to one side, flipping it over, really being involved in the process, it occurred to me that that's how I want Cosmos to be experienced. You know, I don't want you to put it on Spotify and go and do the dishes while it's playing. You know, I want you to sit down and fucking listen to it. And so, vinyl.
Are you a collector? I know you said books before, but do you collect vinyl?
I do now.
Yeah. You've fallen down that rabbit hole. Yeah, I
have. Yes. Fiona, the amazing drummer behind the kit in the Automaton, has given me a big push down that rabbit hole, and it's been a beautiful experience. And I'm slowly amassing a collection. What did I buy yesterday? I bought Bad Motorfinger and Temple of the Dog.
Nice.
Yeah.
How do they
so
sound?
I'm getting there now.
Sound good?
Yeah, well, look, to be honest, I haven't spun those yet. They're still wrapped up. At the moment, I'm listening to Van Morrison Astral Weeks, which is my favorite record of all time. That's just magical on vinyl. Yes, Tales from Topographic Oceans. And this Genesis bootleg where Peter Gabriel speaks French the whole time. It's fucking true. So yeah, you can just get some really weird, funky, cool shit on vinyl. It's just a rabbit hole, and it's really fun. And the tangible side of it, where you get to hold it and take it out of a case and read the liner notes, and that's the shit I used to love when I was a kid. You know, like when I bought a CD and you bring it home, and all you got now, you know, you can press on the information button on Spotify, and it says produced by I don't know. Mixed by, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Go
just
fuck yourself.
just shows up. Yeah, no, I agree, man. Actually, Fiona actually gave me one of my favorite records. A couple of years
Right.
ago.
What's that?
Yeah, it's the it's over there. It's hanging up. It's the original Ninja Turtles movie soundtrack on vinyl.
She's a gem, isn't she?
She's the best. No, seriously. I don't know where I'm pointing here, but thank you for that because that's one of my favorite things in the whole entire world. So she's this. She's awesome, man. She's the greatest.
I'll let her know.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
She knows. She knows. Big love. Big love. Oh, man. She's the best. And, of course, you've got the show coming up to coincide with it as well at the Zoo on January 9. That's with the Aunties, Sabrina Laurie, and the Automaton. Awesome band.
That's correct.
Man,
Yeah, man.
what a lineup. And tickets are on sale for that. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. You know, at this stage, it's still capped at 100, but we're expecting by then to have a little more leeway on that. So, you know, it could be one of the first shows back that's an actual show. So that's pretty exciting. You know, we could have some crowd surfing. You know, there's a couple of bets going around, a couple of dares. So, you know, we'll just see what happens. But yeah, look, man, having Ellie in the band, especially, I just love to champion females who rock.
Yeah.
And so I'm a massive Sabrina Laurie fan, have been since I heard her music, and Hush the Mountains, one of my favorite records. And I was talking to her a couple of months ago at this Tom Petty tribute night, and I just blurted out, "Hey man, you want to play at the Zoo?" And she said, "Well, fuck yeah, I do." So yeah, I wasn't really expecting her to take me up on that, because to me she's sort of next level up, you know. But she's such a sweetheart, and she's such a talent, and she's playing with her full band.
Yeah, nice.
So it's going to totally rock. As you know, Fiona in the Automaton, but also Deja behind the microphone there. So a couple of very powerful women in that band, along with the boys, Pete and Jimmy. And I just love their music. I've sort of been a little involved behind the scenes, just watching them really piece their upcoming album together. And they've got some amazing, they got some really great stuff in the pipeline. And it's, they just keep getting better and better live too. So, you know, I think everyone's really going to pull out the stops for this show. We're going to have a great lighting guy or gal, and, you know, visuals and all sorts of crazy shit going on. And so, and then Fiona again introduced me to this little band of buccaneers called the Aunties, little bastards. And they are super talented. And
I'm going to check them out.
That dude can play guitar, let me tell you, man. He's a shredder. So, I thought, young guns, you know, I wish someone gave me a leg up when I was a young gun, and I love doing that too. So, not that I'm a big time guy or anything, but a lot of young people would love to play the Zoo, and it's, you know, I love giving people that opportunity that I think would help add to the vibe in a good way. And yeah, they're perfect. They're just gonna lay it down.
That's definitely one of mine. Like, been there 100 times, but you know, one of the stages of want to experience.
It's killer, man.
And I've heard it's a good thing.
Yeah, look, it's just so classic, man. Like Nick Cave played there, and like the last show I saw there before the lockdown was Ginger. You know, like.
Oh wow! Yeah. I missed that.
Yeah,
I was bummed.
And so, you know, you just had some killer acts play on that stage, and I think it's just really iconic. I've been playing there since I was 19, or at least my first solo album there, and you know, we almost sold it out. We had 450 people at that one, and then we've just sort of, the numbers have crept down and down and down. But you know, we keep going back to the Zoo because we love it, and we always sound good there, and They look after us, and I just think it's the best venue in town for sure.
Man, I've seen some awesome shows there. Actually, it was the Cribs. Saw the Cribs there once.
Oh yeah,
and man, that was intense.
mm.
It was yeah, that was a great show. Birthday Massacre played there once. That was the only tour. That was a good one. Man, yeah, memorable.
It's definitely, just having the old wooden sort of vibe too. It's just it's unlike any other place. I love books. I love old ships. I love old buildings. It's perfect, man. It's like you're playing in the bottom of a ship.
It is actually, yeah. And
yeah,
you feel its history in a way. You know what I mean? Like you can.
Yeah, you can, man.
In the floorboard.
Yeah,
it's in the.
Yeah.
In the walls, man.
You can see Tex Perkins hanging off a lighting rig. It's great.
Have you missed playing? I bet you have. You've been out and touring and.
Look, man. Yes, is definitely the answer. I mean, I was doing a lot of pub cover gigs and stuff as a bread and butter sort of gig.
Yeah. Before
the lockdown, so. That side of things, honestly, I really haven't missed at all because it's just soul-destroying shit. But being on stage with my band, yeah, absolutely. Playing the music I love and I'm passionate about. It's been torturous not being able to share that side of what we do.
Imagine.
But we've done some really cool shit. We've finally got ourselves a set of in-ears, so we can hear each other singing. It's going to be a great show because during this time we've had time to organize things.
Yeah.
I think a lot of bands, local bands anyway, when they're sort of trying to get onto the touring circuit or whatever, and they're trying to get out of their hometown, it's a fine line between like getting out there enough and overdoing it.
That's right.
So, we were kind of walking that line like everyone else, I guess. But I think we're going to concentrate on just really trying to put on very special events, like I want people walking out of there thinking, geez, man. And if they don't see us again in that town for another year, well, that's fine. Like, let them wait and make sure you kick their ass again next time you get back,
That's it, man. Well, of course, I think this show is going to be incredible, and 2021 is going to be amazing, as we were saying before. Like so much on the cards. What do you want to do when this whole COVID thing comes its tits? To put it it's what do you want to do? What do you guys want to achieve going into the new year, hitting the ground running?
Well, look, world domination, man. Look, your goals become more sensible as you get older, but you've also got to dare to dream, like with the David Bottrill thing, man. If we never sent it to him, we never would have known that he dug it, and I never would have worked with one of the greatest producers, You just got to try your hand sometimes. So some cool shit that we're going to try and do. Mike Portnoy's been putting out this, maybe not a podcast, but it's like a video series. He calls it MP Vinyl, where he's going through his vinyl collection, just telling you all about his favorite bands and going into his collection and telling you little pieces of information that you might not hear anywhere else. Been a really enlightening series. And so we're going to send him a test pressing.
Nice.
Whether he likes it or not. And but I hope he likes it, because I adore that guy. He's just an encyclopedia of music history knowledge. And so I'd love to sort of see if we can get into some more international sort of circles. I mean, obviously, like every band, we'd love to tour. We'd love to play big festivals and stuff like that. But, it's been a real challenging time, and we're going to sort of have to start from scratch. A lot of the momentum that a lot of bands have been building up sort of was halted or thwarted. But you know, and we're just going to keep putting ourselves out there for big opportunities. You know, I'd love to get Cosmos licensed to a label so I can get some worldwide distribution. And I think if we get a bit of support behind it, it could be really, really special. I think it's certainly the closest I've ever gotten to getting my brain out onto record, and I'm really proud of that. So I think if enough people hear it, it could be a really great thing for us. You know, I'd love to hit up Inside Out Music or something, and you know, Caligula's Horse, those bastards. You know, start rubbing shoulders with those guys. Anyway, look, we'll see. We'll just see what the year presents for us, man. But we're certainly gonna dare to dream big and try to get our music out to the biggest amount of people that we can. Anyway, we can.
Get Stephen Wilson to do one of those surround sound ones that he does.
The 5.1s, yeah, man. Yeah. We'll have one of those. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah.
Wake up, Steve. Stop procrastinating, man.
Man, I reckon he does it in his sleep. He's just got a keyboard here.
Yeah.
He's asleep. Yeah. And his wife, he just hears him going tap, 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 tap.
Yeah, that'd be it, man.
Yeah.
That'd be it.
And he wakes up and he's like, I'll send that off.
No, I think he wakes up and there's a fully formed vinyl with liner notes and artwork and everything just done, printed, ready to go every fucking morning. He's like, oh, one of those again, eh?
Sleepwalking. Yeah. That's it. He's a creative sleepwalker where he just sleeps. That the other side of his brain, I don't know, is just like and then
maybe him and Devon have like a special lair that they meet up in while they're asleep, and they do their fucking weird creative shit together, and they never even know it.
It's like this this underground prog society where they've all got these secret latches in their basements where they just they just go, well, I'm just going to the office for a bit. They just time, and then they like under the ground. Take a look.
That's it. They all end up in like Real World Studios with Peter Gabriel and just shooting the shit. And suddenly there's a new vinyl in the morning. It's like, oh, there's the vinyl elves. Gave us the vinyl again.
That's it. They're all elves.
Yeah. Yeah, but look, Steven's a massive talent, man. But
really?
Yeah, look, the album Darkness Visible, I guess I'll start calling it, certainly starting to really take shape now. So I haven't just sort of plucked his name out of the air because I love him. I think he'd be a really great choice to mix it because he understands what type of music this is and the depth of it. And you know, Opeth, for crying out loud. Like if you can handle that and you can handle fucking Yes and Gentle Giant and Genesis, like, I mean, you can do anything. So yeah, but yeah, I think I'll probably have a talk with David Bottrill first and see if he'll have me again.
Oh, man. Hey, man. Just put it all out.
He said I wasn't he said I wasn't nearly as annoying as Billy Corgan, so that's good.
Oh. You know, I love the Smashing Pumpkins are my favorite band, but you know, I get that one. I think he's very particular songwriter, old Corgan.
He is, man. Yeah, I mean, with David Bottrill having worked with a lot of people like that, I think that was another thing that really worked well with us because, you know, I produced the record.
Yeah.
And so I had a very clear idea of what I wanted out of a mix, and you know, I'd send him the Pro Tools session, and I'd also send him, like, you know, 5 or 6 pages of mix notes per song with suggestions and things that I had thought about. And not only did he take them all on board, but he improved on my vision. So
awesome.
You know, yeah, he's just a master. He's awesome.
Absolutely.
I should shout out too. He had an offsider, Ryan McCambridge, who works with him on mixes and helps sort of set the session up and do all the basic EQing and stuff like that. So it was a co-mix really, but David being the big boy with the big name, you know, he's the one that gets thrown around. But yeah, shout out to Ryan McCambridge too, who did heaps of heavy lifting on that.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, dude, thanks for hanging out on the show, man. It's good to finally have had you hang out. Oh yeah, this beer was only $2.75, by the way. Cheap.
Oh, it's bound to be good then, man.
No, it's pretty bad. But it's been great hanging out, and I hope you and the rest of the team all have the best coming up for the new year. Cosmos is out now everywhere. Tickets are also on sale for that show on January 9. We'll have the links right here, as I always say. Take care, brother, and keep cranking that Stephen Wilson. And Devin.
I certainly will, man. Thanks very much for having me, man. And yeah, let's definitely catch up for a cold one in the flesh when we can, eh?
Absolutely. And if you find that little hole that goes underground to the prog lair, the prog kingdom of elves,
yeah, man,
prog elves, you tell me, all right?
I'll tell you, man. I mean, it's going to be pretty exclusive, I reckon. But yeah, I'll let you know, bud.
Thanks, bro.
All right, man. Take it easy, man.